Greetings, this is Freya Readventure. I welcome you to my current recap of Critical Role Campaign 3 Saga of Bells Hells, episode 56, by goat or by boat. When you find out the circumstance of this thing, it gets a lot darker. Spoiler warning, I should say. Actually, just let me get out of those spoiler warnings if you have not seen this episode. Please go watch it. You can even just pause and go to the link in my description. Okay, to start off, we go through their announcements. With Marisha being gone this episode, well timed considering we don't know where that half of the party is. The Clash of Creators 2. No idea. I forget who she's fighting, and we have no idea if she will or not. And then they go to their new Nord ad being sponsored by Nord. No cyberpunk things or technopunk, whatever you may call it. Now they have Nordo the Magician and their unedited walking green screen for the tricks and stuff. Just go what? I'm not going because I will not. I refuse to describe anymore. Um, let's see. Hang on. That's the walking green. Also, sponsored once again by D&D Beyond, and a special on Dungeons and Dragons on all sleeves, the D&D movie a while back. This offer is, by the way, no longer available. So, uh, here, so, and and of course the antics of the castle, of course, get kind of getting on Matt's nerve. Or as he said, he's taking notes for later in the but basically everything is just more hit points for the next thing they fight. Okay. Mm. And then going into the episode, we have the recap of previously on Critical Role. Oh, after the disaster, which was the assault on the last Malleus Key and the splitting of Bell's Hells, Imogen, Fern, Chetney, and F.C.G. Are blasted to the continent of Moab on the outskirts of Uthern. They meet Chetney. There they encounter two more guest characters. Chetney's ex, Diana, and fellow Aormaton, F.R.I.D.A. After investigating, and then after helping to deal with the situation, include from of oh come on, you just had the name. After dealing with with situations in the Grand Cast disc, no, the Grand Disc, where a newly released spectral bull, a guardian of the old. Hang on. The Veluthel Forest, and dealing with an escape of inventory, as well as some uh, delving into misdeeds at well at Chetney's old place of employment. What used to be Oathguard's chest, now D&O's Toy Emporium, which, due to what they discovered, is probably not going to be around that long. They met with the King Queen to get information. They also learn much about about Ludinus, the mastermind behind the Malleus Key, who you who you who along with the elven inhabitants of the city used to dwell in the lost city of Melasmere until its a sudden event destroyed it and corrupted the Veluthil forest, causing it to become what is known today as the Savalier Wood. Yes. After after being duly rewarded with a expense pay a no expense shopping clothes shopping trip, which has the car was their new change of wardrobe as seen in the pictures I saw last previous recap. App, as well as integrating their as well as getting mithril plus one half plate. Now it'll actually integrate it into F.C.G's body. He, he, they are now they now go and set off on their new on a trip to explore the ruins of Melasmere on six newly attained flock goats. Uh, Jerry, Donny Boy, a patchwork. Patchwork. Um, Abel and Muskie. Uh, a, they head off into this new trek, but with all the foregoing knowledge of background that that currently resurrection magic is offline. Now, getting into the actual episode, stuff they enter the first part of the trek through the flood-capped Alps. Still no sign of Rudis. Uh, after so there's after the first day, as of object, Imogen gets a gets earns what was it again? Both Imogen and Chetney get 2 points of exhaustion from the exposure to the elements, which Laura blames on the fact that Imogen's new wardrobe only has wears shorts instead of long pants. I know it's stylized, but think ahead next time. After certain clothing exchange helped, they they keep on going. At one point, because of the cold, Imogen asked Fern to sit on her because of her woolly bottom. I think they do the rest stuff. Imogen and Chetney do lose 1 point of exhaustion each, but they'll still have disadvantage on their ability checks. Mm. They do actually now have the map now. In the studio. Mm. So they now could visually show where they're going. After a 4-day drought, they're suddenly set upon by a pair of frost giants who launching boulders up and giving chase, with a couple being returned to sender by Imogen's Cabalt spell stuff. I think this chase any other details besides. Seth, this ends when, as I call, well, the last giant pursuing gets kneecapped by F.R.I.D.A, which leads them to the Boreal Omen River, which they follow for some. Though I think they do briefly consider. There's a lot of discussion about my certain ideas in this, such as turning the goats into a raft, from goats to boats. Donny Boy apparently, thanks to his speak to animal spells, reveals that he's somehow okay with this, as long as they don't get wet. Yeah, it's like there is snow around people. It's cold enough for frost giants to live there. Okay. Oh, and then there is a discussion about certain attention relationships. But for this, I think I better just show you. Surprise! I'm now including the actual video. Uh, I won't be doing the whole thing. Can't be showing you the entire episode, but I can at least show you certain parts under fair use law. 52. There. What the frick?
Chat, go away real quick. I have to interrogate.
What'd you say?
F.C.G.
Oh.
Yeah. What? You guys have gotten very close, and it's very nice, but if you are just dallying about because you just zoom in and break hearts, I'll break your neck.
You know,
You think that I
made of
could
metal, right?
be a heartbreaker?
I think if you wanted to, you could.
Wow, that's the nicest thing I've heard.
You're being so nice.
Oh man,
I am trying to be weird.
imagine me as a heartbreaker, just
Okay.
leaving a trail of sad
Yes.
romances behind me,
Yeah. And one tire track.
and one tired.
Perfect.
No, your friend Frida makes me feel so special in a way that I've never felt before, and my intentions are to make sure that they are happy and healthy and warm at night, and that's it.
God, that's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Why? What's their intention? with
Nothing.
me?
No,
Did
nothing.
they say anything?
Oh my God, no. They did ask if you wouldn't mind if I could put a death ward on you, just to keep you safe.
But don't you normally do that on Frida?
Yeah.
I accept. That's an honor.
All right. Where do you want it?
How about just
Slap you on the back.
The energy courses through the back of your shoulders, and you can feel the symbol of the Dawnfather kind of emblazoned on the back of your armor.
Now, I might just ask you the same. Are you here to enact romantic revenge on my friend? Are you gonna love him and leave him? Are you gonna bet him and dead him? Are you gonna
One more.
Are you gonna fuck him and chuck him?
I think Tiana just lays down on that one.
Okay, so that. Can't keep playing too much for copyright sakes, but they're they just re-met and stuff. She's not actually seeking a relationship and stuff. I think she admits that there might still be a little bit of spark, but no. But he doesn't want to come between him. But she thinks there is a. Something between him and Fern. Honestly, I would normally wouldn't recommend this. Definitely not recommend this in real life. So it's fancy. So this, I think the best way to resolve it is literally, and I can't believe I say this, a threesome between Chetney, Fern, and Deanna. Only if they're all willing. But anyway, that was they find a nice cove to take shelter in for the night. There's talk about you know Bria tried to have Deanna cast uh, um, greater restoration to remove Imogen's point of exhaustion. But then who was told by Matt that there is actually a material cost to that, which is absorbed, which is I think 100 gold's worth of diamond dust, but she doesn't. Well, they kind of assume that she might have and stuff, but she doesn't actually have it listed. F.C.G did restock on diamond dust before and stuff, so afterwards, go, but and even just like, oh, forget it, just like I'll just sleep it off and stuff. Go to this, and then I think at one point Matt puts it to saying, "Oh no, go ahead, you can't. You should probably save this, but just save it for the revivifies later. If you remember resurrection magic, no going right now. It is you dead, you dead." It's plus, and later on that night, FCG casts Commune to speak to the Changebringer. This is the first time ever casting a spell. Uh, Asking, questions as soon as, "Are you real?" And then you can see long flowing hair pass by him. He looks around and off into the far distance. And clearly, you can see the form of the Changebringer, like just over the horizon, like imposed large over there in great vision. And also asks, "Do you need help?" And well, it does seem like it does. The it does seem that uh, uh, Avandra, the Changebringer, was didn't want to admit it. There is a subtle confirmation. Also indicates that this is the same. There's a way to so that this is the same for all the other gods too. To this is bit FCU shares his vision with basically talks to the about his vision, all as well as telling them that she may have come from something else for him. As he's saying, that's like, "Oh, don't go there, don't go there." He used the fact that he could still see her eyes indicates that there is an edge. Basically, for him, according to him, he just found his evidence of of flat Exandria. Oh, by the way, earlier episode, it was sort of shown that F.R.I.D.A may be converting to that. Next time they have Bedlock's next time he casts Commune with the Changebringer, we make sure he asks if there's if Exandria is flat. Mm-hmm. You, you. Time and said, and basically, you know, at one point he also starts showing the at some point, but he basically F.C.G also confirms that he admires how confident Dion seems to be all the time. He said, and she admits that I'm just nervous all the time. I'm good. And then we see the first bit of F.C.G starting to become competitive over his DD. Like, oh yeah, my DD is better than your. Mm-hmm. And after a bit discussion whether or not Imogen should try to contact Laudna again, don't see any point because whatever's happening is still clearly going on. And I was like, please, there's side effects if you get it wrong. Like last time you got sucked down, I think and I even remember once remembering that they got one person I think may have got a point exhaustion for a tent. It's like you're already on minus. Don't risk it. Eventually, decide not to mention, don't do it while Marisha's not there. She's literally not even in the building right now. In the building for the shooting. Don't try to contact her character. Okay. They do manage to take a rest and lose another lose a point of exhaustion. Actually, I don't think the first. This may have been. I think I said before they lost a point of exhaustion. I think this is actually when they lost it. I think they still have one. So then they go. Then they wake up. They discuss how they would like to go. Like they think of trying to use making a raft again. Again, and trying to figure out how to fit all the goats. This is where shit get where the stuff gets stuff on. Basically, trying to figure out how the place to go using that. Well, I think would they aptly named Titanic logic. Uh, and someone would Matt asked whoever seems to have the highest intelligence score to make a check and stuff, which as it turns out was Chetney Egads. But they're trying to figure out how to make it fit. They think they got it because and then Matt reminds them these are riding goats. As goes, but goes. They ask how big they are, the size of horses. And wait, I thought that they said, wait, I thought they were like small things. They're riding goats. Yeah, that's hi. Notes. Oh wait, I got a time marker here. Yeah, why not let them do the actual acting? Oh,
This is a 10 foot by 10 foot raft. and you're essentially trying to fit approximately 5 horses on it.
They're as big as horses?
They're riding goats.
I just thought they were like cuter little goats.
No, they're riding goats.
I'm gonna be honest, I did forget that they were.
I'm so glad that at least I get to show you something of a reaction to these. Like, there's some points in this where I didn't have to, but I was like, oh, why couldn't I do reactions like him more?
I didn't realize they were that big. Yeah, I was thinking they were all riding on little goats.
They're riding goats.
Also, we're not stacking goats.
I think that's worked in.
I don't know if we need all of the goats.
You what?
I don't know if we need all of the goats because we're both little. We could share a goat.
What are we gonna do?
Be warning you that what you're about to hear, that I wasn't originally planning to let you hear this, but you should hear the insanity of what's going on if you haven't already. So here's a quick warning. They decide to perhaps they don't need all the goats anymore and decide to do a culling. And Deanna picked Jerry specifically because he is the fluffiest, and she wanted to shear him for his wool. So this means that she can do a full shearing. So R.I.P. Jerry.
We reduced our by one.
My hand like a gun and kill my goat.
Deanna.
Sophie's
What?
choice.
Not.
I killed Jerry immediately.
Do you really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Kill him. Just leave him behind. Leave him behind.
Imogen's
We gotta get to harvest.
Imogen's like Radar. She grew up on a farm and stuff, but I do. Like Radar from MASH seems very disturbed by this stuff and like witnessing a birth. Despite the fact they live on a farm and would probably be used to the plaything.
We can't let him go away.
Ah, yes, the harvesting.
I'm shearing Jerry. I'm taking me. Just 2 insane no's.
Imogen is just sobbing and screaming. What the fuck?
This can't be the worst thing you've seen. Your dreams are bad.
Where's the hole?
Yeah, I have that quoted about your dreams are bad.
The hole right here.
Okay, I think that's good. Well, so rest in peace. Well, apparently because of harvesting, rest in pieces, Jerry. Yo, nice. Well, for the almost about just short of half an episode, we knew you. Counting in also the end, like when they were buying their goats at the end of the last episode. F.R.I.D.A intends to lift up her her goat Donny Boy to get him on the raft. But well, she specifically chose the biggest goat they had, like the roundest goat. She has a negative strength modifier, and as we said before, they're riding goats. She like gets a 4 on her strength check. Because we found out they're like Matt says that they're like 1,000 to 1,200 pounds, like pounds. So she probably couldn't lift it, so it's a natural 20. Actually, I think he did recon saying they're like 700 pounds, but still, it's like 3 times her weight, and she's like probably like 3 times her weight, and she once again has a negative strength modifier. Uh, I think a friend then has to talk with animals to actually talk with Diamond to make sure they're all okay. They are exactly well, as you can see in this pic. Good God, I hate this touchpad. God, I forgot where my mouse is. You, I guess in that one in the middle is Donny Boy. Yeah, they're kind of word like they are shocked that Jerry has now, as I as they said, he exploded. It's like and stuff. And it is realized that they realized that they really only needed to go to get through the, the Alps, and while they didn't want to set, and they were like originally some of them who were actually care about the goats. Excuse me. Didn't want to send them to a place where it was frost giants that could kill them. They were pointing out that there's probably a lot more things that could kill them up ahead in the Savile. Like this is basically the dark forest from Harry Potter. Uh, there's things that will tear the shreds in there. So knowing that, so knowing they can't, also knowing that they can't just also that if they travel by boat, which they could fit maybe one goat on, that stuff. No, uh, and since it's fast about, they decide to let the goats return to Usadern. Or in first for out, they really didn't need to kill Jerry, but they could argue, hey, look, they're sending back everywhere, so that. But they point out that now they have all goat meat. It's like, did we need goat meat? They did leave some goat meat for the actual goats. Apparently, flock goats are omnivores. Ay vey. Was not expecting the cannibalism. Was not. Chetney describes how he's been was in the subway for around a month before, kind of stuff. When asked that if he's killed anything, he said he killed a werewolf. And then, I said, wait, you is this where goes? Yes, this is basically this is where he contracted like leprosy. And Frida then once again points out that Chetney bit him the first night that they were there with each other. Stuff. And some of the party are a little concerned with how quickly, willing, and quickly uh, Deanna decided just to offer goat. As they keep sailing on into the night, it's dark stuff, but with the light, they have like lights going on and stuff. to try and check for any dangers and stuff, but no. Once they turn it off, they notice like shapes in the dark, and also like these pale blue lights stuff. And let's see. Chetney does a hunter's way to check if there's anything of certain things, and detect some Fey presences. They also see this like great shape with lights around it. Accompanied by a hitting, slapping sound and croaking. And then they detect around where the source of this a white some white lights like which give off of definite Fey energy, which turn out to be pixies swarming around. This creature sort of like flies around a bowl, which is lumbering through. Deanna quickly uses a control arsenal, trying to get to clear the area quickly, but it seems to keep it. And upon upon uh, Imogen sending her light spell around this creature, it suddenly vanishes stuff, only with a wild splash appear in the river, blocking their path. And and then they go into break. There is a there is an ad in the break. There is an ad for uh, the Garmog Sleep special on D&D Beyond merch things. A lot of daring to press announcements, including a video where they go over different games that are going to be coming out in a state of the press, including games like going over like the main game. They're going Queen by Midnight, and also talking about future projects which had been put on hold recently, but they will eventually get to, such as Syndicult, Guardians of Matrimonia, Illuminated World, and after that, after a few more ads, we head back into the episode and into combat. As since they're now upstream of the creature, they're now heading toward their mm-hmm, game. Hang on, the creature, which is I believe they refer to it as I had some bog mound. Oh, by the way, this is what Deion's new look is, for, in case you're wondering. They're combat against this creature, which this is not what the creature looks like. It's like another creature which they just unmanager for, but it can do grapple attacks and stuff like that. Could draw things into his mouth. And as I said, they are getting closer to this creature now. Oh, before we actually had saw his share, which is basically half a 420 basically. There and as the episode goes, he pulls down and get more and more. I didn't write down all the things, but there's a like a in the trivia for the on the wiki page there is a thing that so you I'll go with that at the end of the episode. It has ability to grapple stuff. I think actually grapple Fern. This is going to be a brief overview of some of the stuff happening. It also uses his tongue to sort of grapple F.R.I.D.A, who, after just successful, decides to elect to fail. So for a reason that something talk about. Imogen uses a social point to increase the range of her uh, increase the range of her fourth level inflict wounds on the creature. Nice bit of damage there, nice bit. We found out that F.R.I.D.A allows stuff to be grappled because it looks like you get up close, so it's harder to miss. Even though I think technically I think he's partially in the mouth. And it's firing, just shooting backward into it. Technically, I think he's according to strict rules of D&D, he'd be at disadvantage right now because they're less than 5 feet or less away. And then the pixies get involved because they just like messing with people. This and turning Imogen into a fox. I know Marissa. I know someone I know will love a plushie of this. Loves foxes, and one of her favorite colors is purple. So, oh, bog wretch. Okay, and Deanna resists the polymorph spell on her, and Fern manages to resist I think a confusion spell, which she said, of course that's not going to work on her. She's always confused. Their quote. Deanna uses the control wand to create a wave to wash over that, and the pixies who get swept away and break concentration. Imogen to get back to her normal self, as normal they could be for themselves, at least. F.C.G is trying to get F.R.I.D.A because he said he can't lose F.R.I.D.A and stuff like. At one point, Deanna someone uses a spiritual weapon and manifests it in the mace of the Dawn Father. And later, soon followed by F.C.G creating the mace of the Changebringer, which he described as bigger. Like I said, he's getting competitive. Oh, F.R.I.D.A did. F.C.G did try to get use his grappling cannon on the creature to and brought himself closer to it. Before I originally thought he missed and stuff, but then remembered the advantage because of Chitney's action, and so ended up going like think he made natural 20 something. This actually I don't think it was natural 20, but did succeed and. The creature does the the bog wretch it does swallow Frida. Stuff. It does sort of seem like based on their reckless actions, the Aeonatons do have some sort of death wish. Uh, Fern tries to use a like a well, manipulates plants to try to restrain the creature. At one point, Freya shoots from I think it was in its stomach, and this causes it to upchuck him. Gives new meaning to the phrase projectile bombing, in my opinion. Uh, uh, um, Combat continues on. One point, F.C.G, who's basically reeled himself close to the beast, so close that he's basically almost reset his basically unhooks himself, then reshoots it back on the grapple back to the shore so he can get without getting too submerged. Oh, and then Chetney, you wielding turmoil, the scythe turmoil, ends up casting shatter on the area which does damage creature, but and a tree which then falls on. It would cause you enough blemish that to earn Chetney the how do you want to do this? Um, a quick tidal wave to chase to make sure that uh, the the pixies leave the vicinity. Fifth, Deanna confronts Deanna confronts Frida about the recklessness of his actions. Why are you like this thing? Uh, Fern casts speak with animals and starts talking to fish, though she to a certain fish, though she keeps having to come up for air and to also be right. What did he ask? Like any dangerous. No, basically they find out no waterfall, so they could just ride this through the night, hopefully. But it does give a warning: beware the Wolf King. And though they did discuss the potential, we think it's not Chetney who they're talking to, or the wolf that Chetney killed. So, Well, so the night was a brief one. Well, they though it is disturbed when because while there are no waterfalls, there are rapids. They do meet some rapids. They discuss more about whether or not Chetney could have uh, potentially spread it to anyone without realizing. Because sometimes when he transforms, he's not aware of his actions. Deanna openly wonders, like with his behavior and stuff, if Frida actually wants to become a werewolf. Is actually hoping that he contracted. And then they can start talking more about religion stuff, and Frida's asked Deanne when was the last time she actually prays, which apparently was short. The last time she prayed was she hasn't prayed since shortly before she met Frida. Though she does do a quick prayer to he does though so uh, if Deanna does uh, help teach show Frida how to pray and stuff, and he prays so hard for letting them meet Deanna. While they go on, they notice large shadows and stuff, noises in the distance, all whole bunch of haunted woods. And then they meet certain cracks, which can sometimes geyser out this cursed miasma. Yeah. The after one which erupted right in their path, so they all go through it. And Deanne and Fern fail their saves and gain 1 point of exhaustion. This is an exhausting episode, apparently. And then Jenny tells them, "Oh, watch out for the geysers." Yeah, real helpful, Jenny, real helpful. Okay. And then, additional point of exhaustion, I believe both Deanne and Fern earn, let's see, well, -5 off of total hit points, so they're even a little bit more squishy now. Then, but they keep going, and eventually Frida sees a tower, some sort of tower appear in the distance. Uh, while there, F.C.G offers refreshment in the form of muffins made with goat's blood. They eventually do convince uh, Imogen to take one, though very reluctantly. I think he has giving the temporary hit points and stuff. For Ferdinand, this is a good thing because now they have 5 temporary hit points to, for the time being, make up for their lost hit point total. I forget. I don't actually know how it works and stuff. Maybe not that much. They eventually, after a while, it takes a while because they don't know how, but they eventually make their way to. I can't believe I said that phrase. But they find and find other buildings of the server and have determined that they have found the uh, the ruins of Melasmere. After you can see the ground is all cracked stuff, and even different voice, but that he has from before. They notice like some webs or nesting in the trees, and then often there's a sound of like wood hitting wood. Imogen decides to summon a, a crimson shade to help explore the ruins. And while she thinks there's something around, so she has the crimson go away from the party and basically uses it as a bait to has it make this very screeching sound stuff, and it immediately attracts the attention and ire of the immediately attacks and one shots the shade, which has like 40 hit points. So, and they see this massive creature, multi-limbed, uh, elk-like creature with this weird hoe. Here's a better stuff with many leg arm stuff, including two dragon limbs, which are with human-like hands. Stuff faceless, like no features and stuff. Hmm. F.C.G uses telepathic bond tell to keep to tell the party to keep quiet because it seemed to have been drawn by the noise. Doesn't seem to have any eyes to speak of, so they keep moving on. Once it leaves, they keep moving off the city. They keep on hearing voices stuff and seeing stuff. I think they determined that there are ghosts around. Egg sats hanging from buildings and stuff, and very extensive growth of stuff. Like you see old bodies and corpses on the ground from when the city was destroyed, and that's where the episode ends. Real quick, here's what Sam's can shows. First one, happy 420. Yes, I'm talking to you. You specifically. No, you're not being paranoid. This is really directed at you specifically. Why? Are you doing something wrong? Something you should be ashamed of? I'm just wishing you a happy 420. Why are you being so weird about it? Anywho, happy 420. Ew. Okay, with the episode out of the way, that leads us to my homebrew of the recap. Here's another older one. Uh, Lantern of a Loyal Light. An enchanted lantern that can produce a most unusual legend. Through use of an oil-based potion to fuel the lantern, it abused it used the light with the illusion, and anything that shines upon it doesn't actually appear as it gives a illuminate. Uh, but you can still, but in order to gain you uh, to be able to see through it, You must take use like a dip of the potion stuff and mark a symbol upon the heads upon the brow. Although you could also use this can get the full effects of detect magic or any ability that can allow you to see through illusions, and you will get the full illumination. It can hold up to 12 hours worth of fuel. The fuel of the lantern appears as a soft. The flame of the lantern appears as a soft glow, or to those who can't perceive the light, and a sort of like nebula effect, looks like a nebula in uh, of whose colors are fluctuating constantly. Shows multiple colors which are fluctuating constantly with tiny like stars orbiting it. It has a retractable. The lantern has a retractable side panel on the inner sides, which is reflective to allow you to focus the light. Upon its open radius, for those who can perceive the light, it sheds a bright light for 25 feet radius and dim light at 50 light. Basically, I think it's like 25. As well, if you know how to phrase it, it basically it's a 25-foot radius for bright light, and then around it for additional radius of 25 feet around it of dim light. When you have its ray configuration where the panel's down and the light is focused, it says it uses sheds bright light in a 50-foot cone, and 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 dim light an additional 50 feet. It's a bit spotlight configuration where it only like it only has like one side showing. It's 100-foot light line that's 5 feet wide, a bright light, and to the sides, either side, dim light additional 5 feet, and not to mention uh, extends 100 feet, additional 100 feet after. This is a very powerful lantern. There is an additional potion like this. While the main field is stored on the bomb, there's an additional potion which acts as a booster hit on top, which slowly drips on the fuel, drips down from a valve and increases the intensity of light. Contains 1 hour worth of this second potion fuel. It also activates the second illusion, though you can't mark yourself with this one. Those who can't see the light normally at normal intensity still can't perceive it. For those who can the lantern now, basically the amount it illuminates is doubled. Like first setting, open setting, like 50-foot bright, with an additional 50 dim. Uh, as a ray, 100 feet with there's so on. At 200, basically all distances are doubled and stuff. And the flame who sees it, you can see it. See it is like a whirl of constantly exploding fireworks, and sometimes you with some of the sparking into form of runes. Those who can use like detect magic or have power to see through, the flames appearance would be the same, but with the brightness of a flashbang, causing those who see it to be blinded for 1 minute. An interesting, for I found this was a very interesting one. Like, it's one thing to just have like a plus something weapon with like additional damage stuff, but non-combat based lines are more intriguing to make. And with that, and I thought with the more um, if this item felt the vibe of this episode better, there were with the weirdness and darkness of the woods. And with that, we come to the close of this recap. I thank you for joining me. This is Free Reading Dementia, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.